The third dimension, I don't like the label for it, but it's the best label we could come up with, which is new dimensions of quality. So it's how quality itself is emerging. And this includes the topics of the traditions of quality, which are to bring things under control, reduce variation, and the second strength of quality is then to subject things under control to improvement. About 5 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, conversations around the world started saying perhaps that's not sufficient, that the quality profession, if only skilled in those two areas of endeavor, will not be well suited to the realities of the future. So into that equation added the notions of becoming specialists and agents of change, and then even beyond that is the notion of becoming transformation leaders. Some argue that organizations themselves virtually will have to transform themselves every 3 to 5 years or risk extinction. That the rate of change that's coming at us in the future will be so severe that the life cycle of an organization will virtually have to turn itself over through reinvention and transformation on a regular basis. That the ideas of 30 years ago, 40 years ago, where you could create a product and expect it to give you life cycle value for 10 years and go through multiple improvements and iterations of that product is a notion that companies are saying they don't see as part of their future. So into that whole thing, the control and the improvement and the change and the transformation get added notions like innovation, what role innovation plays and how the quality profession supports the needs for innovation. That introduces the whole topic of creativity and how creativity is introduced into a realm that talks about control and the reduction of variation. Sometimes you'd say creativity and control are virtually ideologically at odds with each other, yet every organization says we need both present. And the conversation is the quality profession well suited to adopt both those? Or will those who become change, transformation, innovation, and creativity leaders not be those who come from the quality profession? We think the quality profession needs to evolve in that direction, right? So that's what we're trying to help. Another part about new dimensions in quality is a whole notion of learning and the unprecedented rates of learning that organizations are going to have to be able to support their employees in doing. So I heard a futurist a couple of years ago say that the rate of new knowledge creation is doubling every 18 months. It's kind of like a corollary of Moore's law, right? And with that being true, and saying, and you just do the old, penny and double it every day for 30 days, take knowledge and double it 18 months for 10 or 15 years, and you come to terms with the fact that the tools we have today for managing learning and knowledge are not well suited to the rate of new knowledge creation. So organizations are going to have to go through ways of finding ways to support learning and knowledge, not only creation, but knowledge access in their organization. I think two other things about new dimensions of quality that are critical, not to let go, is the quickly arriving day where perfect product quality is considered an assumed requirement. That a lot of companies are saying they know that they can no longer differentiate themselves in the marketplace based on product quality, right? And so then companies are struggling to say, how now do we differentiate ourselves? And so the quality litany has gone from you differentiate yourself on your product quality and the features and function of your product to you differentiate yourself on service quality. And the new frontier around new dimensions in quality is that you differentiate yourself based on the total experience you provide your customers through the service and the product. And I've heard many advanced manufacturers say they know they can't differentiate themselves on product or service, and they're working to differentiate themselves based on experience. In fact, some chief quality officers are having their title changed to Vice President of Total Customer Experience.